urgently need support. You can donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond to and help people recover from this disaster. With half-hour headlines on this Thursday morning, and on a night where Mookie Betts struck out 4 times and Max Scherzer had to leave his start early, you'd feel good about beating the Dodgers, right?
I mean, you would if that's actually what happened to, are they my Braves?
Yeah, they are.
Dodgers 4-3. Scherzer did leave the start early. He had a hamstring and it was tight, but he still went 6, struck out 9, allowed none. And the Braves say Scherzer was pitching in ways they've not yet seen this season. As for the Dodgers, it is their 22nd win in their last 28 games, and they are now back top the NL West.
Dave, for the first time since April 28th, the Dodgers are now in first place in the National League West. What does that mean to you?
It's a start. We're getting there. I think that we just got to continue to play good baseball. There's a lot of baseball left, and I just like the way our guys are just so resilient and pick each other up. It was just really fun inning, a fun game, and a big win for us.
April 25th seems like a long time ago, but since then, it's basically been all San Francisco, but now the Dodgers are back atop the NL West and all of baseball. Not much, though, has changed in Las Vegas because the Dodgers were only not favored to win the division for like a couple of days. They also still have the shortest odds to win the World Series.
Could be the start of a new streak for the Yankees. 4-1 winners over the Angels out west to snap a 4-game losing skid. That coming immediately on the heels of their 13-game win streak. Garrett Cole was strong to quite strong. 15 strikeouts in 7 innings of work. He got Shohei Ohtani thrice on 4-seam fastballs. First pitcher ever to do that. It's 9th 10-strikeout game this season. It ties David Cohn's Yankee record.
The Saints are going to open their season on the road in Jacksonville, where they were going to host the Packers. Hurricane Ida has forced them out of New Orleans. The Superdome is okay, but in light of the widespread damage done by the storm, including the nearly 1 million people still without power, logistically, the NFL says moving this game to Jacksonville is just the smarter play.
There's consequences to not being vaccinated. Those are the words of Colts GM Chris Ballard, and he says that after Carson Wentz, Ryan Kelly, and Zach Pascal all went on the reserve COVID-19 list Monday because they came into close contact with a Colts staff member who tested positive. Now, if those players had been vaccinated, they'd only be on the list if they tested positive themselves. And Ballard went on to say, quote, "Do I think everybody should be vaccinated? Absolutely. I'm for the vaccine," close quote. Now, the intersection of COVID-19 and sports does not stop in Indy, to be sure. Bob Boone's 16-year run with the Nationals is over because Boone has an issue with the team's COVID-19 vaccination policy. He's been with the team since 2005, most recently serving as vice president of player development and senior advisor to GM Mike Rizzo. Meanwhile, the NBA has informed its teams in New York and in San Francisco that they will have to abide by recently issued laws in those cities requiring some level of COVID-19 vaccination in certain settings, including being in an arena for games.
The U.S. men's national team is going to kick off World Cup qualifying tonight against El Salvador, but they're going to do so without Christian Pulisic following his COVID-19 diagnosis and 10 days of quarantine. Pulisic is not quite yet game ready. He's listed as day-to-day. There is hope that he could play Sunday's game against Canada.
History, shirtless history for Cristiano Ronaldo Wednesday night. Portugal legend broke the men's all-time international scoring record. Portugal's World Cup qualifier, their win over the Republic of Ireland. His header in the 89th minute got him the record at 110, but his goal in the 6th minute of stoppage time gave him a little room at 111. All-time international scoring record is held by Canada's Christine Sinclair, who has 186 goals. That's all well and good, but this happened, and you could say that Ronaldo almost didn't get a chance to break that record because in the 11th minute he slapped a man. Ronaldo set the ball on the ground, and Ireland's Dara O'Shea, being cheeky, nudged the ball away. So Ronaldo slaps him, as one does, on or about the face.
That face or is that shoulder?
Hey, what did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. And you strike me, Nicole Briscoe, as someone who has slapped someone before. True or false?
I'm going to plead the fifth. Those are your half-hour headlines.
When you're getting ready to open up the season, you can just kind of feel it in the air.
Feel it coming in. Yeah, it's coming in fast, coming in hot like a meteor. Follow you into the black, into the eye of the storm.
I want to punish them for 4 quarters. They ain't playing nobody like y'all.
You wanted college football? Wow! He called it! Can you believe this? It's not really about what you want. It's about what you're willing to do to get it.
Give me
The legend is born.
Me, tough, and everything.
Yes, it is back, and you do not have to wait until Saturday to see one of the top teams in the nation. Number 4, Ohio State is traveling to Minnesota tonight. 8 Eastern. Remember, no more Justin Fields. It's relative unknown CJ Stroud under center. The last time Ohio State lost to Minnesota was back in 2000. Stroud wasn't even born. Class is in session. The one and only Trevor Matich is back with us. Okay, so CJ Stroud has never attempted a pass in college, yet he is the guy at Ohio State. When we watch him play tonight, what are we going to see?
Nicole, first I expect to see outstanding physical traits. One of his receivers, Garrett Wilson, compares his deep ball to Russell Wilson of the Seahawks because of the way it drops onto receivers. And I expect great decision making. It's one of the reasons that he won this job. Worst thing a quarterback can do when he's young is to stand around in the pocket and try to figure out what's happening. But Stroud will come off of that first look. If he doesn't like it, hit the second look right now. And so that decision-making is what he'll have to carry into this game against a very experienced Minnesota defense.
It doesn't matter how old he is. It doesn't matter his experience coming into this game. The expectations are always high for this team. And the odds are there for him in terms of the Heisman Trophy, 14-1 at this moment. What is the ceiling for this team with an inexperienced quarterback under center?
Well, that's the caveat, because the ceiling is really the national championship. But Stroud, having never thrown a pass in college like you mentioned, he has to make sure he doesn't make rookie mistakes and blow it in the first 2 weeks. They're at Minnesota tonight. They've got Oregon, 11th-ranked Ducks, coming to town next week. And then they've got Tulsa and Akron. And they'd really like that to be flipped around the other way. Start with Tulsa and Akron. But as long as he doesn't try to win the game himself, as long as he allows his teammates to do the heavy lifting, then they'll get through those 2 games, hopefully with 2 wins, and then it's the national championship.
Big expectations. Labor Day weekend college football lineup. It is here. It is big games. You get number 1 Alabama and the 14th ranked Miami team, and number 5 Georgia and number 3 Clemson. Those games are Saturday on ABC. 9th ranked Notre Dame, Florida State. That is Sunday on ABC. Louisville Ole Miss is Monday night on ESPN. All 4 games available streaming live on the ESPN app.
All right, still ahead on SportsCenter. Will Oregon checkmate the Pac-12 on its way to the national championship? Trevor Matich going to rejoin us, introducing us to the Ducks defensive standout. You block him. Briscoe, you block Matich, please. Thank you. We'll put a camera on that. And then Heisman favorite Spencer Rattler, top 5 on the draft board. Mel Kiper on whether the Sooner star needs to improve.